It was always going to go down the middle.
The FedEx Cup champion steps onto the first tee.
The referee for this match is Charles Hine. Good luck.
No real weaknesses in the game of Patrick Cantlay. And he hasn't missed many of these over the last couple of months or so.
A pretty straightforward putt here. You don't want to give the hole away.
Yeah, pretty solid. It was an easy putt, but you still have to put a solid stroke on it. Well delivered. It's all a bit about luck.
Every chance that Westwood and Fitzpatrick will get one back there. Here's Cantlay at the third. He's going to get that bounce, isn't he? Off the bank that we saw a little earlier from Morikawa.
You'd almost think they were playing that slope.
Back on the par 5 fifth. Patrick Cantlay.
Right out in the farthest part of the golf course on the front nine, fifth tee.
Yeah, he's gone a bit off the left there, so that's going to be difficult to get there in two.
Cantlay, pretty similar shot. Wedge in hand. Three-quarter swing. And a lot of bite on that. So let's hope that this is going to be the moment that we were hoping for the European pair.
Patrick Cantlay has got a great look at this one. I've got to say, didn't look like he enjoyed it that much, but that's the kind of year he's having.
This is a really cool shot here. Intimidating for sure. It's a little bit easier today because of the calm winds, which are going to kick up this afternoon.
Hardly any movement in the air on that golf shot from Cantlay. All he needed was another 5 paces and then we've gone a lot closer.
On the green, go back to 7. This for par for Cantlay.
Can see the marker of the Europeans. They too waiting for their par. In it goes for Cantlay. Back to 9 with Patrick Cantlay.
The American team being 5 up, they can't get lackadaisical or start playing safe because Poulter and McIlroy have the ability to roll off 5 or 6 birdies in a row, even in a foursomes format. Cantlay for birdie at 9 to go, 6 up through 9 holes. Got a piece of the hole. This is just an amazing result. The Americans have really not made a mistake. The Europeans have made
Jay was making a point that these guys in the last group are trying to keep that big advantage.
Well, they seem to like it. Normal service resumed for Patrick Cantlay after that slight wobble at the 10th.
Sander Schauffele is playing some golf, so this one is to tie the hole. Very rarely misses any of those, Patrick Cantlay. And certainly this season he's been
Cantlay second at the 14th. And they're just continue to keep the pressure on McIlroy and Poulter. This has really gotten tight the last couple of holes. The Europeans tee shot at 15 for Cantlay. The Europeans are going to need a Philip Price moment from somebody.
Well, they're going to need something this afternoon. I mean, you can lose a session, and they're on the route to lose a session 3-1. But you've got to expect to lose a session. You've got to expect that if you're playing an American team like this, you're not going to win 4 sessions.
Now on the tee, representing the United States of America, Patrick Cantlay.
Cantlay might be the most dependable guy on the U.S. team right now, with his level and consistency of play in the last several months.
And he hardly broke a sweat this morning.
The referee for this match is Kevin Feeney.
Back to 1 with Patrick Cantlay.
Let's see if he can get it back on that rear section of the green at 1. Most are coming up short. That's pretty good. After a good approach shot at the first, Cantlay for birdie.
Not a whole lot in it. Little off the right, as you can see. Oh, tempted fate there at the opening hole, Patrick Cantlay. And that is piped down the right-hand side. No trouble at all from Cantlay.
Cantlay going with a fairway metal second shot at the par 5 second.
Fleetwood's already laid up. And that's in fine condition down there for Cantlay now. They're going to have 2 looks at trying to win the hole.
This is a matter of, can you get it to the hole into the wind? The answer is no, not even close. You can see the wind just pushing it sideways, actually now pushing it away from the hole.
Now Cantlay, let's see if he keeps it as low as his playing partner. trying. Seems to be working left to right on a decent line. Just comes up short. It's very difficult to find flag high when you squeeze shots left to right into this much wind. It's very difficult. That's gone back a long way out. This looks like it can be interesting. He's just going to get rid of that big slope in front of him and throw it all the way to the hole. That's a pretty good result. It's done really well. Most of us would have taken that from down there.
It's going to Patrick Cantlay. Par putt.
And in these conditions, you're going to get more and more par putts as the day goes on. Vice Captain Fred Couples watching on intently.
Arguably the coolest man in golf, isn't he?
Well, Miguel Angel Jimenez might have something to say about that. I mean, I see a C.
Just to tie the hole. Just trying to get settled over it. You can see taking his time, Cantlay. He's been known for in the past. Little off the left. Rush of blood there. When you're trying to tie it, he'll pick his up. So back to Cantlay at the 5th.
Now, what line is he taking?
Certainly setting up to launch it. It's whether or not he has it. It's about a 350 carry over at that right-hand side, depending on where you take it on. Oh, wow. That launched it through. It might be just lucky enough to stay up, but that's going to be a pretty horrid stance with the next. Cantlay, his 3rd. It's down in that little valley just to the right of the pin. That will be for a birdie.
As we go back to Patrick Cantlay at the 6th.
Well down to the left. Just off the path. Needs to clip this perfectly. He'll throw it all the way there. Wait for the spin.
I think you just witnessed a 1 in a million golf shot from there.
Well, this would be some 3.
This is a much more difficult angle than what Fleetwood just had. This is going to swing from the right a fair amount. We've seen this putt already where Fleetwood's had much less break to it. Too hard and still missed it on the low side. That was just such a hard putt to read. We haven't seen anybody make it, let alone miss it on the right side from that spot. Cantlay now 211 to the hole. It's almost ungettable, anything within 15 feet. I've seen so many balls up the bank bounce down on the left side. On the green at 7's a good shot. So 3 balls on the green. No, this is the putt that Cantlay has that we saw earlier from Schauffele. You have to hit it up in the middle of the fringe if you have any hope of getting it on line. It's almost better off to chip it, I would think. Looks like he's aiming on a similar line, and unless he really hammers this, it would likely go past the hole. Difficult to get it on line. Just wants to miss left.
couple more feet on it. Would have scared it. Closest approaches today on the right-hand side at 12. A couple of those from the morning.
We know this will be good. It could be very good. It could be excellent. And it is only about 8 or 9 inches away from a hole-in-one for Patrick Cantlay.
The only reason he needs his putters to fix his divot.
I think he's going to go to the top of that list. Really exceptional. Something we've been saying about Patrick Cantlay for a number of months now.
The Americans have only made 1 hole-in-one in Ryder Cup history. We saw that earlier against the Europeans 5. That was a narrowly doubling their total right there.
From there, back to the bottom match. This is Patrick Cantlay. And this is the 15th.
Birdie putt here. Americans each have a birdie putt to come. Either one were to hold, it would be a win for the Americans and draw this to all level. Realistically, from this range, is just trying to get it close.
Pretty good. He doesn't seem to do nerves, does he, Patrick Cantlay? In the meantime, let's go to 17 and Patrick Cantlay. Remember, playing longer than the 227 yards on the card because of the breeze, although it looks to be fading a little bit, that breeze. Good sensible shot.
The Americans might be further away. It seems like Justin Thomas will putt first, so Cantlay doesn't give the line.
Well, they're going the opposite direction, and Cantlay not having to play as much movement to the left as we just saw from Fleetwood. But he's definitely going to give Hovland the line.
Yeah, I really don't see why he's putting first. Justin Thomas has a good look. Much better chance to hold the putt than Cantlay had.
Just take it easy, Jay. Now, Cantlay. Such a cool looking hole, but he's actually looking left. And that should be perfect.
Yeah, that's really good. He stepped up and opened the door for Thomas. I think the most important thing is not to take on any extra gamble here for Thomas. Put 2 balls in the fairway. Keep 2 balls in play.
Okay.
A little more difficult to see. Not as exacting as it was. But Cantlay first to play. And he can certainly apply a lot of pressure.
first thing you want to get one ball on the green, open it up a little bit for your partner, especially being he has the shortest shot of the four. No, as he lost it right. That is not what they needed. That makes Justin Thomas's second shot a little bit more difficult. He knows his partner's in trouble, so then he has to have a little bit more margin for error. Can't take dead aim, or if he does, it's more of a gamble.
Go, Patrick!
Well, Cantlay right up against the slope. I actually think it's a little bit easier shot. Elevating it quickly, and this too is makeable.
Well, that was another good shot from Cantlay, PGA Tour Player of the Year. That's going to make things a lot easier on Justin Thomas. That's a sure par. Stunted follow through because of the slope just beyond the ball. Beautiful shot. These guys really do step up when all this pressure's on. It's amazing to watch.
What about Hovland's putt, Billy?
America, Patrick Cantlay.
Wow, that's a lot of emotion from Cantlay. He doesn't give anything away.
Yeah, he's kind of their equivalent of Henrik Stenson, isn't he? He's an Iceman, Cantlay. The FedEx Cup champion, of course, winning the final two events in the playoff series.
Universally, they take that deep breath and exhale just to try and calm the nerves, lower the heart rate.
The referee for this match is Mike Rady.
A little bit of fortune. A little bit fortunate there, the Americans.
And back to the first, and Cantlay to win this opening hole.
Pretty quick putt downhill. Has a fair amount of break from the right. Just a pure misread right there.
A little bit of a let off for the Europeans there, I have to say.
Patrick Cantlay, par 5 second, looks to be going left. Oh, just left of centre. And how about that?
Two amazing shots.
Cantlay to win the second and take the United States one up in this last match.
Well, he missed one on the first. He wasn't going to miss two in a row, was he? So.
Something of a celebratory atmosphere for the Americans at the moment. They won the first two sessions yesterday, 3 points to 1. They are 3-1 up in this session as well.
Yeah, we're coming back to Jay's little note on miracles. You know, the Europeans are going to need something, a massive turn of events here to start clawing this back.
Cantlay looks to be aiming a little right, play it on the breeze. You just can't miss it left. This needs to hang on.
They find the fairway at the 8th hole as well. Back a couple to Cantlay at the 4th. His second shot.
Big swinger there. Good shot. Anytime you find this green in 2, you've done pretty well.
Cantlay to tie the hole. There we go. So that final match stays tied. Patrick Cantlay's turn to play at the par 5 5th.
There again on 5, trying to use the wind. Send it left of that TV tower in far end. Let the wind do the job. Also leaning a bit right. Finds the fairway on the upslope. Makes the second shot a lot easier on this par 5 to find a green.
Third shot to come here for Patrick Cantlay. It's their response.
Yeah, pretty straightforward, this one. Just land it on the green and release it down to the hole. Just a little bit too much check on that one. Into the wind. I tell you, even if they hold it, they're going to give Matt Fitzpatrick a great line. It's gone pretty much straight over his marker.
Patrick Cantlay, second shot here at the 6th. Can't see much of the green. Does have a couple of towers to use to his advantage for a sight line at least. Landed about 2 feet short of the back edge. Just launched forward.
Cantlay tee shot at 7. He is just rock steady. You're not going to get much out of him emotionally, but you're going to get plenty out of his game.
Two similar chances coming up on 7. An open face for Cantlay out of the trap. Looks like we're just trying to hack it back onto the fairway. And misses his landing spot there on the fairway, so a bit more trouble coming up for the Americans. That's what I mean. We've seen unbelievable recoveries, and the overall way that this is unfolding, you know, a couple of holes here and there still gives the advantage to America in so many games. I've seen that yesterday too.
This one for Cantlay should have some right to left break too. It's also downhill. You can see it's a little bit shiny here. It gives you an indication it is downhill. So you have to start this, I'm guessing maybe a ball and a half outside right if he hits it dead weight. Huge putt here. This would be like a win after being in trouble all the way down the right side.
What a half from the American team.
When you think about that half at 8 for Cantlay and Schauffele, the win for Thomas and Spieth at 9 in the group ahead from nowhere both times. I mean, that is really hanging in there. And both of those holes could have gone the other way and probably should have gone the other way.
US pairing. So back to 9 with Cantlay now. Cut off that 4 that felt like a birdie.
Good one there on the upslope. Downhill second shot. Cantlay has one to win at the 9th. He's made a habit of holding these putts this year.
So this for what would feel like 3 wins in a row, really. 1-7 with a birdie. Tied the 8th with a fabulous par. Nothing but net.
Yeah, it's not surprising the way the momentum of the Americans has been going in the last couple of holes. Cantlay very unusually animated. He was animated on the first tee. Really out of character for him.
Freddie Cuffles down there going wild as well, the assistant captain. And what a boost that is. Do you think they liked it?
That would have been probably the loudest spot on the golf course in that gully there.
Well, this one is a tricky one because he's on a downslope. He's on a quite severe downslope to that drain, up to that green.
Is that on the green?
That was always going to be difficult. He should just be happy he got it up there somewhere. It was easy to kind of leave that short of the green and be back at his feet. So.
Well, Cantlay with a chance to extend the advantage here to go 2 up. Well, a little bit of help from the Europeans there, but it's a good run of holes for Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay. Back to 11, and Patrick Cantlay.
He's out with a driver. We've seen 3 woods and driver on this hole. Left to right par 4. Use the wind off the left.
Well through, Patrick.
It's just about perfect. Gets the bounce. Becomes a birdie hole from there.
So they need to find some magic.
Cantlay with the 3-wood. Wind coming off the left. They can't feel it on the tee. Seemingly robotic how he repeats his swing. It's such a great back half of the season where he won 4 times. PGA Tour Player of the Year.
Back to 16. This is the ball of Patrick Cantlay. Down left on the par 5. Their reaction perhaps doesn't match the result there.
That's what happens when you play in a Ryder Cup. You're a bit tense, trust me.
However, chance for the Americans falls to one of the best putters in the world, and this is to win the match and put another point on the board for the United States.
Patrick Cantlay, he'll give this the full treatment. There's a little slope just up to his right, our left, as we look at the putt from overhead.
Yeah, these are putts where you make statements. You know, you hold this, you close the game, and you don't let Europeans have half a sniff at getting a half out of this last game. Like you said, You can see him walking around and giving this the full treatment. Gets all his attention. And go to lunch a little bit earlier.
They had a big win together yesterday morning, 5-3 the margin. This again to win the match for Patrick Cantlay. Little downhill off the left.
Not this time. That match is going to head down the 17th. The Americans still very much the favourites there.
The only easy par is really in about a 15-20 foot circle around the pin today. You can be out of position from almost everywhere outside of that on the 17th.
The thing is, I mean, these guys are 2 down. Like, you have to go and try to find that back end of the green. I mean, you'd have to think you got to make 2. So, you know, these guys have a totally different proposition when they got to the tee, and even more now. You know, they basically just have to find the green anywhere on the right.
Yeah.
And it will most likely be enough for another point for the US.
So, I mean, by switching, you have more help. It's just more help.
Have to use the win here from Patrick Cantlay. You can see how far right he's aiming. Start something on the left half of this grandstand and let the wind do it for you. Looks like he's done just that. It's going to keep moving forward just a little.
So one to come from McIlroy as we go back to the first with Patrick Cantlay and Billy Cratchit, who's down there following this match.
And good morning, Ali. And wow, both players, after perfect tee shots, both players came up to the green to actually look and survey what is exactly in front of them. Cantlay first to play. But yardage, not the big factor here. It's all about hitting the landing spot to where it takes that first leap forward and comes to a halt.
Wow, that is a huge mistake, a nervous moment. Just caught it thin there.
Back to Cantlay on the tee.
Really looking forward to this matchup today. The metronome against the field player.
The referee for this match is
Such different personalities in that second game.
Well, Cantlay, 254 to the hole. A little different angle from the left-hand side. It's hanging just a little bit to the right. The wind's not bringing it left.
That's not going to be an easy pitch from there. You can see just where those sprinkler heads are. Big mound on that right-hand side. A couple of slopes that will affect it after that. It's not a straightforward lead by any means. So here's the birdie putt to come now for Cantlay. Might break a little left just at the end. Everything on this green just gets pulled down towards that back right corner.
Carry his team home here today to 3 and Cantlay.
Cantlay's going to try to work this off the right like we've seen most of the guys do, with Lowry left of the green. That should be good enough. That's going to go down, and it's going to look better and better. 9.5, 10 golf shot from Patrick Cantlay.
There it is for you. Europe up in the top 2 matches, then the United States with a slender advantage in the next 2. It's exciting stuff, isn't it? Patrick Cantlay to win the 3rd. Remember, Shane Lowry missed the green. So that ties things up in the 2nd match. Back to the 4th. Patrick Cantlay to win the hole. Well, another chance for Patrick Cantlay, because Shane Lowry, we're hearing, has missed his par putt. And from 1 down through 2, Patrick Cantlay moves 1 up through 4. Here's Cantlay, and his 2nd at 5 with Lowry in the water.
And this one just up the right side, perfect. I think that's just a total reaction to what Lowry did.
Cantlay's 3rd shot. Lowry's in there close for 4. And I think that will do it. Cantlay. That will be conceded, and he will go 2 up after 5 against Shane Lowry. Yep, there it is. Lowry kicks it away.
So he's turned that around quickly, Patrick Cantlay. 1 down through the first couple of holes. Well worth another watch.
And Shane Lowry's 4th shot made that one a lot more difficult. Didn't phase Cantlay at all. Doesn't seem much does, but you have to bleed on the inside. He feels pressure and the occasion.
Well, he's absolutely thrilled to bits. What a memento to be able to take home. I've got Patrick Cantlay's ball to 6, and Cantlay.
Well, going with the driver, and that is right in the middle of the grandstands.
That'd be okay.
It's just all dependent on the bounce.
That might have gotten in that little round 1-shot penalty.
Cantlay, his 2nd shot down short of the 6th, the par 4.
Wow, what a shot that was. That was so far below the level of green. They had to carry it a long way to hoist it up that high. Wonderful shot.
This for the win. For birdie for Patrick Cantlay to go 3 up. That is some kind of up and down.
And that is 4 holes won in a row for Cantlay.
With Cantlay.
A little bit down breeze. 6-iron for Cantlay.
Oh!
And another great line.
Come on, baby.
So Billy's down there with Patrick Cantlay and Billy.
Cantlay has a birdie putt here at the 7th to win the hole. Lowry, very aggressive with his birdie attempt, still has, I want to say, 4.5 feet left to secure par, but Cantlay jumped in there, and so he knows exactly what the line is on this putt. And I will say that Lowry, even though he's a quick player, I think he's playing much quicker. I think if he could just kind of breathe deep, slow it down a little bit, he might be able to get back on track. But this guy right here, Cantlay, he is really on track.
No surprise to see him taking whatever advantage he can. One of his longtime coaches, Jamie Mulligan, said he's never seen a sharper player from such a young age. Just to go 4 up. Still a little bit of length left to come for Shane Lowry. Shane Lowry's just down short of the green in 2. Patrick Cantlay second.
That looked like it came out straight right.
Yeah, it did. Couldn't have been looking there or anywhere near the flagstick.
I think that's down with the driftwood near on.
You get those funny ones sometimes from the rough and it just flies in a direction that you never intended.
Cantlay's third here, just in the rough, down that right-hand side.
That's skills. Playing a big flop from an upslope like that.
This for a par to force Lowry. Lowry has a lengthy par putt as well. A little bit of break from the right here for Cantlay. Goes right in the middle. Let me tell you what. After his second shot, Lowry must have been thinking, oh, I've got this. And right now he's making Lowry really grind on this. Currently, you know, he's got Lowry down. 3-up lead. He's got a 5-footer to stay 3 up, or stay 3 down, I should say.
Cantlay also with wedge.
That does not look good.
This is horrid for Patrick Cantlay. There's no other way to put it. That could have gone anywhere, really.
Third shot now for Patrick Cantlay at the par 3, 12th.
I mean, that last one, it was like trying to hit out of a duvet.
When did you last try and hit it out of a duvet?
My point is you should never try and do it, Thomas. You value your wrists. Really made the one coming back, but that is a concession there of that hole.
The reply from Cantlay at 13.
Just a wedge with that hole location and trying to get it close to that area of the green. Ooh, ball grab quick.
Cantlay for birdie. Lowry with one of his own to come. See it just off the fringe. That not the most assertive effort. Patrick Cantlay next.
Yeah, 99 yards. Also right at the flagstick. What an answer, almost hole.
Just when you think the balance had tipped to Lowry, Patrick Cantlay produces that. And his lead was cut just to 1.
And this was before he hit his second shot.
It's up to 15. This to win the hole for Patrick Cantlay.
That would be for 3 up and 3 to go. And he does it again. The way some of these guys have been playing the crowd. I mean, honestly, if you're American and you play a Ryder Cup in the US in front of this crowd, it's got to be so motivating.
It would have been to win the match if it had dropped. Most likely he'll get a couple of looks at it. Back on the tee, Patrick Cantlay.
Going right. Can hear the fours. Cameraman's lost it. But it was right.
Is that okay there?
It is okay, Mr. Cantlay.
That ball has plenty of bodyguards.
Cantlay.
Yeah, third shot on 16 here. This is pretty easy. Just landed on the shoulder there, and it's going to trickle across the green. Got a bit of a bad bounce, but it's still good. That means he has that for birdie. Shane Lowry has a chip for birdie.
Nice there from the European captain, Padraig Harrington. Well, this has to go in for Shane Lowry. And that's that. And very quickly, a second point for the United States. A 4-2 win for Patrick Cantlay over Shane Lowry. They move to 13 points within 1.5 points of what they need to win the Ryder Cup.
To watch another Ryder Cup video, click here. To subscribe, click here.